What's happening? Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. I'm Dustin, sitting here with Brent. This is the Relief Pitcher Show for your 2010 Fantasy Baseball Draft. You know, this year there's very few battles going on in camp, which makes our life a little easier, so we're not complaining. Let's look at Tier 1. We start with Joe Nathan, second in the league in saves last year. The Twins are going to win a decent amount of games again this year as well, so look for Nathan to have another solid season. Number 2, we got Rivera. I mean, when is this guy going to have a bad year? It just seems like he keeps coming back, having great years. Lowest whip out of all closers at .9, and you know the Yankees are going to win some games. Number 3, we got Broxton, highest ERA of all people on this tier, but with 114 Ks in 76 innings, we'd say that pretty much sums up why he's in Tier 1. And the last guy is Papelbon. You know he's going to get a ton of opportunities on the Red Sox, and you know he's probably going to have a sub-2 ERA.
Tier 2 starts with number 5, Heath Bell. Bell was one of our favorites going in as a sleeper going into last year, and he certainly had a great season with 42 saves. At number 6, we have Soria. 30 saves. You know, if he was on a better team, he would certainly be in Tier 1, but he is on the Royals. At number 7, we have Bailey for Oakland. Now, he had great numbers last year, but we want to see him prove it again this season, so he's ranked number 7 right now for us. At number 8, we have Carlos Marmol. Now, Kevin Gregg's not on the Cubs anymore, so we can't get screwed there. He's certainly going to be the closer. He's a little bit wild at times, but if the Cubs have a bounce-back year, he's going to get plenty of save opportunities. And at number 9, we have K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez. Obviously, a lot of people were disappointed last year with him because his save total went so far down, but he's still a good closer, and he's going to be on a decent enough team with the Mets.
All right, let's head into Tier 3. We start with Valverde out in Detroit. We think he's going to have a decent amount of save opportunities this year, and with his ERA in the low 2s last year, we think he can have a decent year for the Tigers. Number 11, we got Brian Wilson. You know, his ERA scares us a little bit. It's up to 2.74, but he did have 38 saves last year, which is nice. Number 12, Billy Wagner, a big risk-reward guy for you. He's out with the Braves. He should have some opportunities to get some saves. And in 15 innings pitched last year, he had 26 strikeouts with an ERA of 1.7. Now, we're not sure if he's going to be able to stay healthy the whole year, but he's definitely worth taking a gamble on, we feel. Number 13, we got Francisco Cordero with Cincinnati. He has a whip of 1.32 last year, which is really high for a closer, and it scares us a little bit, but he did manage to get 39 saves. Number 14, we got Houston Street in Colorado. Don't expect a great ERA, but he should get some opportunities out there to have a decent save total. Number 15, we got David Artsma, one of the nicest surprises last year in the closer position. 38 saves, over a strikeout per inning, expecting to pick up right where he left off this year. And the last guy in this tier is Trevor Hoffman. Awesome year last year, kind of came out of nowhere to have that comeback year. We're not sold he's going to be able to do it again, but we got to respect his numbers from last year.
Tier 4 starts with number 17, Rafael Soriano. He had 102 strikeouts and only 75 innings pitched. We really love that K to inning ratio, especially for closers. In number 18, we have Brian Fuentes. He had an over 4 ERA, but led the league last year for Anaheim with 48 saves. In number 19, we have Ryan Franklin. If you look at his stats, 38 saves, a sub-2 ERA, you might be thinking he should be a little higher. However, back to that innings pitched per strikeout ratio, 61 innings to 44 Ks. That makes us really not trust him too much coming into this year. At number 20, we have Mike Gonzalez for the Orioles. He's new to the team, but the Orioles probably aren't going to give him too many save opportunities. At number 21, we have Brad Lidge for the Philadelphia Phillies. 7.21 ERA, and he had over 30 saves. This has to be some kind of record for the highest ERA to have 30 saves. I mean, it's just a ridiculous year. At number 22, we have Bobby Jenks. He's the closer for the White Sox, but there is rumors that Matt Thorne's going to be nipping at his heels a little bit, so keep an eye on that situation.
Taking a look at Tier 5, we start with Francisco out in Texas. Now, we think he could have a decent amount of saves this year, but with the ERA at 3.8 last year, don't expect him to be an elite closer. Number 24, we got Chad Qualls. Same thing with him. Could have decent amount of saves, probably going to have a high ERA. Number 25, we got Dotel out with Pittsburgh. You know, we'll see if the old man has anything left in the tank, but he has had some solid years in the past. And the last guy on this list is Brandon Lyon out in Houston. Great year last year. He's probably going to have to battle a little bit with Lindstrom to win the job, but we definitely give him the upper hand as of right now.
Tier 6 consists of a bunch of players that will be drafted in your fantasy league simply because they are the closer for their respective ball clubs. But before drafting for your team, you got to really figure out, are they going to help or really hurt your team? Sometimes their high ERA and and whip can be detrimental to your fantasy team. At number 27, we have Matt Capps. He had a 5.8 ERA and he's now playing for the Nationals. At number 28, we have Kerry Wood, always an injury risk. 29, we have Nunez for Florida. Now, he's a young player, might have a little bit of potential, but he had an over 4 ERA and only 26 saves last season. At number 30, we have a battle going on, and that's between Kevin Gregg and Frazier in Toronto. Now, Frazier's been a great setup man for over the last couple years, looking at his numbers, but Gregg always seems to win starting jobs. We thought there was no way he was going to get in Chicago last year, and he managed to, but really keep an eye on the situation. If Frazier gets the job, he might be a sneaky pick late. And at number 31, we have Matt Thornton. This is a guy to draft, maybe even with your very last pick, and just hopes that Jenks starts off bad for the White Sox, and therefore Thornton can move into that closer role at some point in the beginning of the year.
So that wraps up the relief pitcher tiers. As always, with any year, you want to pay close attention to this during spring training because some stuff does tend to change. This is what it looks like right now, but some guys might break out during spring training, so keep a close eye on it. And as always, check out all of our other tiers and rankings. And we do have a top 150 cheat sheet that's downloadable. You can print it off, have it for your draft on our website. So I'm Dustin, this is Brent. We'll see you next time.